Hello, welcome to this F1 2016 game review. It's a very short review, just my initial impressions. I got it yesterday and played it as much as I could. Now, just like all the videos you might have seen from all the people who got a sort of very early copy, got access to it fairly early on, it looks phenomenal. It plays very nicely as well. It does kind of exactly what you think it should, and I'm not unhappy that I pre-ordered it and have it now. This is not what that's about, but I am going to highlight a few of the problems for players like myself. The thing is, you get sold on the videos you see of it looking slick, and for the people who've put in hours and hours already of practice, and that's nothing against them. You know, they deserve all the plaudits they get for being as good as they are. And the people that top the timetables and time trials, and the people that you try to achieve to be, and that's good to have people like that because it makes you better. However, I, in the past, have used on the F1. I've now had F1 games since 2010, all made by all the Codemasters ones from F1 2010 all the way through. Because of home life and situations, having a child will do that to you. Well, wife had a child. I didn't do much. Anyway, I didn't get 2014 and I didn't get 2015, and so this is my first next-gen sort of console version of the game, 2016. And from all accounts, it's much better package overall anyway. So, with that in mind, I used to use maybe medium traction control. I'd have the racing line on. I'd have maybe ABS on, and watching people like TR Limitless, Xmatty G, all of these, really good online players who use pads and controllers and don't use sort of the steering wheels, which I thought they all did, and they don't. Oh, there's my phone. And they don't. They use pads as well. I went from using sort of the right stick for accelerate and brake to using what they use, which is the sort of the right and left triggers, tabs, whatever you want to call them, so that I could see how closely I could get to this and see how easy it was to do. And I am adjusting, no traction control, no brakes, not no brakes, but no ABS, none of the assists that you get within the game. And the trouble is, even on easy AI level, you'll be seeing from this footage that is now playing behind you, and you can see the two complete videos that I've sort of edited together for this. You can see that I'll put the links in the description of the sort of videos I recorded them, because I haven't got a capture card. I was just sending them from the PS4 using the share feature to my YouTube channel. So you see the two sort of 15-minute videos in their entirety, and you can see I am terrible at this. I need a lot of practice, and again, the stage I am, I don't have time for that sort of practice. I can't just sit down and play this game and get the tracks perfect. And it's, for me, that's always been part of the problem of F1 games, is that disparity of the level I want it to be, to be enjoyable, where I love Formula 1, I love Formula 1 games, I love the experience, I love especially the career mode that we got in F1 2010, and it seems to be now sort of coming back in 2016. I love that experience. However, with that, you have that problem that you're not good enough to not use the assists, but then you feel like you're cheating. You feel like you're not playing how it's meant to be played. You're not doing what's designed of you. But then, if you don't use those assists, even on easy, you're absolutely nowhere near any of the AI for qualifying, for race pace. I played some of the race, which I don't have the footage for, because it was like 1:15, I think, and I was like, I've got to go to bed. So I just turned it off because I was getting frustrated being at the back after 3 pit stops behind Haryanto, and getting lapped by Haryanto in the manner. And that, for me, is going to be what puts a lot of people off. Now, again, arguably on easy, you should be playing with all the assists, and you'll probably going to be quite close to being up there. But that's not what I want. I want to be able to do this, and that means time. And I get that, and that's on me, not on the game. But I think that could be one of those sticking points that people like myself, who aren't, the full-on YouTubers and racers and people who do this, the problem comes where you want to feel like you're playing this properly, as it was designed, as it's meant to be played, trying to do what other people can do, but actually you're limited and you have to use assists. And it feels then too easy. It's like, because I've played these games for so long, I get the principles of the driving, I get the ideas, but it's like where the brakes are locking up at the certain points, and you know, you can't get the apex, and you don't hit the corner, and there's no give in the game. And again, that's more me, I know, than the game itself. So this is why this is not a negative review of the game from what I've played so far. What I did was, before I shared the kind of gate section, the way you're doing your testing your pace, I can't remember what it's called, we'll see it, you've seen it before, I'm sure, and all the other people who do this sort of YouTubing stuff, what you see is, the one time I upload it, I'd been playing that for like a solid hour, trying to get the gates as close. So I am getting better with it, but I'm still fairly poor. I am still not very good, and it's just me having to spend a lot of time to get that right, a lot of time to practice it, which again, time I don't have. You know, in an evening, you've got to put the kids to bed, and again, not every YouTuber out there is a 16-year-old, 20-year-old who might have the time and social life to be able to do what they do and practice. And again, nothing against them, I was 20, but when I was 20 there wasn't an Xbox One or a PS4, and I'm not even sure there was YouTube. There was barely even an internet. I'm not that old, but it certainly feels like it some days. The bit I'm trying to get to is, it's hard to learn and put the time in to get as good as the people that you aspire to be as sort of good at. Same with anything, really. You know, playing guitar, you want to be one of the best guitarists, but if you come to it late in life, if you're in that sort of family phase of your life, you do it for enjoyment, but you don't have the time to invest and become as good as you want to be. You may have a very good sort of basic skill level, and you'll probably improve on that, and hopefully I will. And what I'm going to try and do is a few more of these little review bits as I go, and I'll keep uploading my footage, and you know, I'll do some time trials and upload some of those, and try and again just do a little bit more than I ever have before, because it's much easier to do with the sort of the PS4 share function. It'll just be finding the time to sit down and do these videos and waffle at you, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. What I'm going to say at the moment, from the I don't know what it was, about sort of 3.5 hours I was able to play last night. It is a fantastic game from what I've seen. The game itself is good. The bit is me, and I need to learn to be better at it, and that's going to take time that arguably I don't have, which again I've already alluded to. And that's not on the game, but it does in some way hamper my enjoyment from having watched and getting so excited from all the YouTube videos that were out there before, of the preview builds and stuff, from being so excited by that to now feeling a little disappointment just because I'm not as good as them. Now, some people, when they do that, will then not play the game again. It'll get put down, it'll get traded in again. Right, they bought the game, it's pre-ordered, and that's good, but the community will, you know, some people will not play this as much as I think it deserves, because it is, by the look of it, a phenomenally huge game. A few other quibbles, having watched these, you know, videos that other people have posted so far, you've seen the lady and the tech guy come to you and speak to you 100 times because you've watched everyone's version of them doing the career, and there's no feature to skip. So you kind of like, and even if you're doing it yourself, like, you know, I started in what I wanted to be was the McLaren, was doing really badly, and that's why I went to the Red Bull, which is what I uploaded the video footage of. With that, it's just, what was I saying? It took me a long time to get there, and I wanted to skip those kind of introductory kind of, and they're not cutscenes, but they are if you've played the game. So for the people that might want to do a career over and over and try different teams, and every time you've got to sit through these bits, that is a minor annoyance. Maybe something they'll patch, maybe something that will become a skippable bit. Unlikely. You're just going to have to sit through it. It's a frustration more than anything terrible about the game. The game itself plays perfectly. It's a really good product. I'm sure you'll hear a lot of people again start slating the product, saying how bad it is, why it's not very good. Well, with that being the case, they're probably much bigger players than I. So my review is definitely from a much more base level of play. So, well, thank you very much for watching this video. And there wasn't a cut there, that's just me jumping around. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoy the game too. I'm going to try and find some like-minded, awful players to do some multiplayer with, and just see how that works. Because, again, I like playing online, and I don't want to be in lobbies with dirty racers who are trying knocking you off because they're just as bad as you are. You want people at your level, but to compete. So I'll try and do some of those videos as well, see how that goes. So thanks very much for watching. Sorry for waffling on. This was meant to be a short video. It's now 10 minutes. So thanks very much. Please subscribe if you like this. And yeah, enjoy the game.